Hi, I'm Mark Albinet. I'm the game director of Dying Light 2.
So Mark, what are you showing here at E3 with Dying Light 2?
A massive AAA, very nice game.
So what has your team learned from Dying Light that you've applied and improved upon in Dying Light 2?
Wow, a lot of things. The Dying Light 2 has really improved a lot of elements, particularly I would say parkour. Parkour is really improved. Combat also is really improved. It's very big steps up for parkour and combat. And what's super keen in Dying Light 2 is the choice and consequence, what we call the choice and consequence system, where in fact you can shape the game and the world the way you play.
I do want to talk about the parkour first, because in the demo we saw today, you were practically grabbing and climbing and hoofing on everything.
Right.
So, but how does that? It's so interesting because I saw different moves when you jumped in windows on ledges, when you jumped before the windows on ledges. Like, that system seems so complex. How do you get it to work?
It's a complex system on the tech side. Yeah, it's really a complex one, but playing it is not so complex. In fact, there's a lot of natural movements that you're going to perform easily, and I'm going to say in a way automatically. It's not so hard to parkour. You can, if you're an advanced player, you're going to go faster and you're going to be able to do things that I'm going to say a normal player won't be able to do. But as a normal player, just moving in the city the way you've seen in the demo, it's totally possible for you. And we provide, I'm going to say, automatic snaps on a lot of elements, allowing you to move really fast, really. What we want to provide is the flow. You see this feeling of being in the flow when you move in the city, either horizontally or vertically. It's exactly what we want to provide.
Normally games have some kind of tell or visual aid that shows you that, oh, I can climb that, I can grapple that, I can slide under that. But this thing was so implemented flawlessly because everything you can climb, crawl, and leap on basically anything.
You can go everywhere. Yeah, you can go everywhere. There are so many different moves that allow you to do almost everything. The difference will be in the windows of opportunity. If you release the good move at the correct moment, you're going to be faster and you're going to be able to use an additional move, for example. So you're going to be able to be more advanced and faster.
So we didn't see any of the new enemies in this particular demo. Can you talk about some of the new infected that you're introducing to the game?
The combat. That's that's the enhancement of the combat. Yeah. We are still working on the combat. It's still not finished, but it's really better than the first one, than the first in Dying Light 1, where it was, I'm going to say in a way, efficient but basic, you see. And what we are providing today in Dying Light 2 is this merge between the parkour, so being able to parkour and combat, being able to make a lot of moves that are efficient when you fight against enemies.
Talk about the story in this game. You have some minor consequences, minor decisions, and major decisions. Can you talk about the difference between the two?
In fact, you have, I'm going to say, two fields of decisions that you can make in the game, which are either on the narrative or on the gameplay. Both are totally merged, in fact. And yes, you have very minor consequences. Just deciding to fight against this group of people in the street, it's going to create minor consequences, but it can accumulate and have major consequences. On the same way, you can have minor or major choices inside the narrative, and narrative and gameplay are totally merged, so that the consequence at the end are you are creating a world, you shape the world the way you decide to play it.
Talk about, you also introduced a flashlight mechanic in the game that actually stuns infected. Talk a little bit about that mechanic and how it works.
Oh, it's an important one because we still want to have this. I mean, the zombies, they are super important. They are key in the game, of course. They are extremely present in what we call dark zone during the day, and during the night they get out of the dark zone. So they are everywhere in the city. And using UV light is much more important than it was. Now it's something that it's like an offensive weapon. You can use it as an offensive weapon in fighting or escaping zombies. It's really important for you to use it.
One of the things I really like about your game is its use of color. Not a lot of post-apocalyptic worlds have colors, just colors in general, purples, blues, reds. It's always gray overtones, dark, yellows, but this has a lot of color in it.
There's a lot of colors, yeah. And in fact, what we also want to do with the colors is that we provide hope also, and regarding your choice, colors will be more or less present, and some colors will be more present, some others will be less. Depends the choice you've done, and I'm going to say the populations you've helped or not also.
So when does the game come out and what platforms will it be on?
It's going to be released for spring next year.
Any plans for Nintendo Switch?
No, not planned. Not planned.